Śrīmad Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Narayana Gosvāmī Māhārāja Śrīla Gurudev ki jai. Nitila Pravishtam Visharashata Śrīmad Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Vāmana Gosvāmī Māhārāja ki jai. Nitila Pravishtam Vishnupāda Rashata Śrīmad Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Swāmī Māhārāja Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai. Nitila Pravishtam Mahābhagavat Śrīla Gokṣaras Babaji Māhārāja ki jai. Nitila Pravishta Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nitila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Padadas Raghunath Shar Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaurpad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल व्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय. सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज की जय. श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय. श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय. श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देव की जय. श्री भक्ति देवी की जय. श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाया की जय. गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय. श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. Dandavad pranams Raseshwari Mataji and Madhavi Didi and Ganga Didi. Hari Bol. So continuing on. Letter 106. How Guru Padma serves as a manjari under the guidance of the Sakis. It should be the Sakis. Description of Mother Yashoda. Realization of one's Swarup happens internally. One should be tenacious in asking questions of Guru. The meaning of the name Reva. How to solve all conflict in relationships. This is written in 1990. Snehaspadasu. I received your affectionate letter dated 28/7/90 here on the date of 1/8/90. I do not think your guardian's affection has been impaired because the words father and daughter were used instead of mother and son. Mistakes and omissions can occur in either case. There is no way to deny this. I could not quite understand why you used the term Shradaspradasu, object of my faith, in your letter. Actually, it should say, anyways, I'll fix this. It's the feminine form of, it should say that. Okay. Generally, you have to write Shradaspadeshu, not Shradaspadāsu, Shradaspadeshu, when referring to one addressed by the word father. In Sanskrit and Bangla grammar, okay, fine. Sanskrit and Bangla grammar, as per the Sutra Visheshasya Hilal Lingam Visheshana Padeshvapi, the adjective needs to match the subject's gender and number. If you wrote this Shradaspadāsu by mistake, then it is no matter. If you consider your father or Gurudev to be in the category of Shakti, if you meditate on Guru Padma as following the guidance of the Priya Sakis, the Pran Sakis, and Nitya Sakis, who are in turn under the guidance of the 8 prominent Sakis, then your usage of Shradaspadāshu in referring to his manjari form has been appropriate. Shri Guru Padma is engaged in various services to Shri Radha Madhav under the supervision of Shri Rupa Manjari, Raga Manjari, Rati Manjari, Lavang Manjari, and Guna Manjari, who take pride in following the guidance of Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, Champaka, Tungavidya, Induleka, Rangadevi, and Sudevi, the 8 prominent Sakis, as well as Manikuntala, a Priya Saki, Kadambari Mani Manjari, a Pran Saki, and the Nitya Sakis. They do not follow Shama, Parma, Shaiba, and other Sakis of Chandravali, and support only Shri Radharani's party. This is their conviction in bhajan. In Immaculate Vatsalya Prem, Shri Nanda Yashomati worship or serve Shri Bal Gopal Krishna. Mother Yashoda is the personification of Vatsalya Ras. The complexion of her limbs is Shamala, an ineffable blackish blue. What's ineffable mean? Let me just check it. Too great or extreme to be expressed in or described in words. She wears, so Mother Yashoda, she has an ineffable blackish blue complexion, and she wears rainbow colored garments. It should be. She is full figured. Her hair is long, dark, and thick. Radharani's mother Kirtida is her Prana Saki, her best friend. She is the wife of Nanda and the friend of Vasudev's wife, Devaki. Mother Yashoda, who gives Yasha, glory, is the Ishvari. She's the queen of the people of Vraj, the empress of Goshta Vrindavan, the pasturage of Vrindavan, and Krishna's mother. Jar Jai Ras Se Sarvatama. Whichever ras one possesses is the topmost. Knowing this, performing bhajan of one's aradhya, one's worshipful, or ishta, cherished deity, as per one's adhikar, is topmost. Even though you are particularly well acquainted with your swarup, you have again sought to know about it from me. In this, in progressing on your path of sadhan bhajan, there will surely be an advantage. Dasya ras is the first stage, after which there are instructions for bhajan in Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhur ras, according to the mood of the identity of the sadhak or sadhika's soul. You will also realize this matter internally on your own. Your Surup and your adhikar on the bhajan have been granted to you long ago. You have to find proper answers to all types of questions that may arise about sadhan bhajan from Guru Padma. There is no place for mistakes, errors, or offenses in this regard. Dardhya lagi puche e sadhur swabhav. The saint's nature is to be tenacious in his inquiry. Sorry. As per this consideration, there is no fault in inquiring about Tattva Siddhanta at all times. Although Sri Guru and Vaishnavas are omniscient, there is nothing wrong in revealing one's thoughts or feelings to such a senior person. The special reason that Reva is used with the word blank is that when a Rama, a young woman, moves beyond Kanya Dharma, the Dharma of a young, and has advanced towards attaining martial status. You say martial status or marital status? Sorry, that's a really basic one. Marital. Okay, sorry about that. And is advanced. So when she moves beyond Kanya Dharma and has advanced towards attaining marital status, then it is necessary for her to perform a proper connection It's necessary for her to form a proper connection or relationship with her prospective husband. We don't need to write the dharma of a young girl. Girlhood? No. Boyhood? Girlhood? Anyways, whatever. That is why I have addressed you with the word Reva. We find the following information in scripture to explain the word Reva. Reva tu Narmada Devi Nadiva Revati Mata. In other words, the word refers to the southerly Narmada or Reva river. Then again, Rama, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Parvati, and other goddesses are also called Reva. Also, Balaram, Baladev, or Balabhadra's prominent potency, Revati Devi, is also known by the name Reva. Therefore, considering the matter from all angles, I, your loving mother, have addressed you as Reva in the letter. If there is deep, heartfelt sincerity between mother and son, father and mother, father and son, daughter and mother, husband and wife, brother and brother, in every relationship, and if everyone manages to understand each other's mistakes, flaws, failings, carelessness, etc., and with affection and loving attachment from the core of the heart say, please forgive and forget, then all the blaming goes away. Our mutual love, affection, attachment, fondness, trust, and devotion arises. Then both parties, though defeated by the other, are champions. Know that this is the speciality of kindness and generosity. You will see that the whole world is conquered by love and affection. Iti, forever your well-wisher, Sri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. Let me see who's now here. Dandavat Pranam Gargaraji and Nirup Manjari Didi. The letter 106 ending, huh? Let me check it out. Everyone manages to understand each other's mistakes, flaws, failings, carelessness. Yeah, I'll save this. It's 106. Oops, what am I doing? Notes. What is it? 106. A. The heck? Okay. Sorry guys, I'm a bit slow right now. I went to sleep really late last night. Okay. What am I doing? The use of the word champions. Oops. Uh-oh. Okay. I scared myself for a second. One second. Let me just close some of these windows. Usually earlier on. And then I just didn't get around to it. So don't get confused. Don't save. Okay. Thanks for being patient with me. And the use of the word champions. Oh, shoot, where is it? Anyways. Where's champions? though defeated by the other, they are champions. Yeah, that is really nice. Okay. Worldly prowess is wholly defunct in the realm of spirituality. How to go through crises with fortitude and faith. It is never possible to have any conflict of opinion with one who wishes you eternal auspiciousness. Only the foolish, crazy, and simple find auspiciousness in the company of Guru and Vaishnavas, not opportunists. Oh, I love this quote. I remember that one. Love and affection is mutually reciprocated even from thousands of miles away. Sri Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas are our greatest friends in this world. This is written from Haridwar is not in UP, is it? Oh, maybe it is. Oh, I guess it is. Interesting. Okay. I'll have to look that up. Kalyani Yasu. Dear blank, prior to this, I received your loving letters dated 24/9/89, 20/10/89, 19/12/89, 1/1/90, 16/1/90, 12/6/90, 11/7/90, 28/7/90 on time. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 letters. It is my despair that I was not able to give you any response despite receiving all of these letters. If it had been anyone else, they surely would have been offended and stopped writing me letters. I know that would never be possible in your case. I cannot understand why human beings become puffed up for no reason. A person who cannot understand meets with endless misfortunes. One who does not accept the help of those who try to help is called ungrateful or unappreciative. An ungrateful person can never find auspiciousness. Interesting. Worldly prowess is wholly defunct in the realm of spirituality and begets especially poisonous results where there's hatred, violence. The glory and acclaim of a person who utilizes his fortitude, unwavering patience, and strategic intelligence to solve whatever difficult problems and crises there are in this world is broadcast everywhere. I have no earthly expectations of anyone. I want to stay satisfied with whatever I have. I maintain the faith that by the blessings and best wishes of the Guru Varga and the kind-heartedness of close, dear friends, I will surely be able to cross over all precarious situations. Opportunists can take advantage of my simplicity, skills, popularity, generosity, and personal preferences to try to gain prestige. But nothing comes of that. We develop conviction in Hari Bhajan by any means necessary. You can have misunderstandings with your apparently close relatives or companions in this world, but it is never possible to have any conflict of opinion with one who wishes you eternal auspiciousness. There is backbiting. Is that kerning? Could be better. I don't know. There is backbiting only in worldly affairs. Should someone share private information with an equanimous saint, he will never keep record of it like a set of evidential documents. On the other hand, persons like Dhritarashtra, who did not regard everyone equally, or like Duryodhan, who is like the personification of arrogance, will likely keep such information on record as proof of violence or envy. However, if one mistakenly thinks that the Vaishnavas are quarrelsome, deceitful, and inconsiderate, there is a risk of inauspiciousness. Hence, it is necessary to adopt caution in this regard. Should I save this one? I'll save it. Why not? Oh, I love this one. This is my favorite quote. Not my very favorite quote, but it's up there with some of my favorite ones. But let me just save this. 107. Okay. You should forever be stupid, foolish, immature, and bereft of intelligence. This is all I want. Ati chalakir galai dandi. Too clever a man has a noose around his neck. Definitely try to understand this proverb. Only foolish, crazy, absent-minded, simple people find auspiciousness in the company of Guru and Vaishnavas. If one tries to be clever like the crow, one ends up cheated. Those who can mingle with equal ease in any and all groups do not find auspiciousness. They are called opportunists, suvidavadi. They give priority to their own self-interest. They can be called dishonest or deceitful. Guru and Vaishnava surely accept whatever you offer with faith. In some cases, their acceptance is experienced or realized indirectly. In other cases, it is experienced directly. Okay, I'm saving this one. But let's see the footnotes for this. 107. I think the English version of that proverb is, too much cunning overreaches itself. And then there are numerous fables in Bengal about the cunning of crows. Srila Saraswati Thakur's Upakyani Upadesh features such fable wherein a crow inserts scarred peacock feathers into his own tail feathers and tries to masquerade as a peacock. Okay. You know peacock is a verb? Okay. Bhunkte bhojayate. Feeding Vaishnavas and being fed by them is one of the 6 types of satsanga. Dana pratigraha mitto paraspara gupta kata bhakshana bhojana dan sangira lakshana e chai hoy ihate bhaktira pran. Giving and receiving gifts, sharing confidential matters, eating the prasad given by devotees, and offering the meals of prasad. These are the 6 aspects of association in which the life force of bhakti dwells. Palm fritters, gotu kola fritters, water spinach, taro stem, dry calabash curry, dry banana flour curry, calabash, and milk pudding. These are all mediums or implements of affection. An implement of affection? Does that sound weird? If it doesn't sound weird, then it sounds weird to me. In this case, there exists a sweet connection of profound introspection between giver and receiver. Even at a distance of thousands of miles, this love and affection is experienced mutually. All of you should give your hearts to serving and worshipping the deity. He or they will surely to that service directly. It feels like every moment is passing me by. There is no time. I'll be hopeless in the end. I will definitely give you a resolution to this concern of yours. Try not to walk in error. Try to walk in rectification and learning. I accept that without the causeless compassion of the Atimartya, the immortal Aishi Shakti, potency of Ishwar, no one has the capacity to move forward even a single step in this context. What greater friends are there in this world than Sri Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas? Anijajan parama bandhava sangsara karagare Your associates are our best friends in this jailhouse of material existence. One will certainly have to realize this. If you can weep in anguish, everything on this earth will be there for you. Then the world will give you consolation, take you as its own, cherish each of your whims. Recognizing your love of Bhagavan and for Guru and Vaishnavas, the religious world, the considerate world, will answer all of your requests or pleas of all of your requests are pleas and love and care for you selflessly. Your natural simplicity will firmly establish you in life. Know you have my affection, love, and best wishes. Iti, your eternal well-wisher, Sri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. Letter 108. What is it? Sorry, 1 second. An ungrateful person can never find auspiciousness. Yeah, maybe I should save that quote also. Dandavat Pranam Dindira Mataji and Prajumna Prabhu. Who else is there? Yeah. Dandavat Pranams to both of you. Oh, and Gaur Bhaktavrinda Sanudas. You should post this paragraph with these implements. Okay, yeah. Let's see, where was that? Okay, let's see. Even at a distance of 1,000 miles. Yeah, and it's not just distance of distance of location, but also distance of time, right? It's beyond time and space. Okay. There. Let's see. Letter 108. The true fortune is having love and affection for Guru and Vaishnavas. Sri Parma does not see any fault, so he can forgive all mistakes. Only the individual can evaluate whether or not he is cheating or failing in sadhan. Real wealth, knowledge, and fortune is attaining bhakti to Sri Radha and Krishna. Attaining Nitya Rasastali Vrindavan through the guidance of Sankirtan Rasli Navadip. The cheap policy of opportunists and the naked form of selfishness. Prayers from Sri Yamuna Bhavavali. Only by full surrender is completeness achieved. This was written in 1991. Snehaspadasu. Ma, I have not heard anything from you in a long time. I hope you are well physically and that your bhajan is going well. I have been ill this whole time. Since October of 1988. Since October of 1988. I've been traveling to northern Bengal, Assam, and other places because it was most necessary. The love and parental affection of Sri Guru and Vaishnavas is always there for their followers and always will be. They convey their generosity and magnanimity by granting their followers opportunities to do service. There is a certain measure of who is fortunate and who is unfortunate. From a spiritual perspective, only those who have love and affection for Guru and Vaishnavas are truly fortunate. There exists a difference of heaven and hell between the fleeting fortunes of the social, materialistic world and those of spiritual well-being. Those who have been blessed with the attainment of the latter fortune are truly the most blessed of all who have been blessed. What conviction in services and what kind of bliss exists therein is truly only a matter of realization. These things never come within the purview of the ordinary. By the mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas, all the unworthiness, misfortune, restlessness, and deceit of the sadhak or sadhika are completely dispelled. Shri Guru Padma does not see fault in anyone. Therefore, he can forgive all types of disqualifications, faults, and mistakes. In attempting to serve the Ashraya and Vishaya Vigraha, it is very likely that there will be flaws and mistakes. As they possess the virtue of forgiveness for those who have taken shelter of them, the sevak or sevika can be worry-free. Nevertheless, the line Vando Mui Savadhanamate, I worship Shri Guru with caution, has been sung as a warning. I just want to see this word realization. I'm pretty sure in British English you can also spell it with a Z. But just want to double check. Where is it? British English, realization. Yeah, it says British also, but the British dictionary. In American English, but British English it says this also. I'm just looking at the... How come in American English they have the... It doesn't matter. You alone have to evaluate whether or not you are cheating in the field of sadhan or regressing in some way. Those who are your well-wishers and want the best for you are affectionate towards you and want good fortune for you, and they always will. In the field of sadhan, one's destination is decided beforehand, and it is with that focus that the journey along said path has an auspicious... Those who think the only objects of life are high birth, opulence, erudition, physical beauty, profit, worship, and prestige are mistaken. I think being devoid of hatred, violence, envy, and leading a life in an immaculate, penniless manner is keeping your head up and surviving. You should know this to be the real policy and ideal of spiritualists. Money and wealth are not the main objective of our lives. Humanity, patience, tolerance, tact, discretion, good behavior, humility, and the dharma of relinquishing pride and honoring others are the special ornaments of the sadhak and sadhika. This is where their glory lies. Kirti yasya sajivati. Those whose deeds are glorious truly live. Those who have been blessed to attain Krishna Bhakti are the greatest of the renowns for their deeds. Attaining Krishna Bhakti is the most exalted accumulation of knowledge. Those rich with the wealth of love for Radha and Krishna are the true possessors of wealth and riches. Krishna's name, qualities, and pastimes are the greatest things to be heard, sung, and remembered. Meditating on the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna is the great object of meditation for the living entities. Shri Radha and Krishna's unified names are the topmost object of worship and spiritual practice. Only those men and women who are extremely fortunate are blessed to attain the supreme refuge of the nectar of divine love for Krishna and the association of Krishna's devotees. The qualification to live in the land of Sri Vrindavan, the place of the eternal Leela Ras, and to remember those pastimes is only attained by the guidance of Sri Gaura's holy abode, the place of Sankirtan Ras. Srila Narottam Thakur Mahāārāja has also sung. Should this footnote go after that? I think so. Yeah, it should. Okay. Gaurangera Sangigane Nitya Siddha Kori Mane Shejaya Vrajendra Sutapasha Shri Gora Mandala Bhumi Jeba Jane Chintamani Tar Hoy Braja Bhume Vasa. Those who regard the associates of Gauranga to be eternally perfected, go to be with the son of the king of Braj. Those who know the land of Shri Gaura Mandal to be compared of divine touchstones, attain residence in the land of Braj. Gaura prema rasar nave, se tarange jeba dube, she radha madhava yantaranga. Those who drown in the ocean of love for Gaur are the intimate companions of Radha and Madhav. We don't need double quotation marks. Okay. Though I cannot make proper sense of your families and well-wishers' train of thought. Family and well-wishers. I don't know about that. Anyway, though I cannot make proper sense of families and well-wishers' train of thought, I have conveyed in writing the real conception and scriptural truth of keeping your head up and surviving while leading a very stable life. This they cannot approve of, but you should know that it is of supreme benefit for you. Is it ever possible to stand on one's own feet without inner strength? Even those whose mothers and fathers are still alive end up in dire circumstances due to their misfortune and are rushing around like lost travelers, do they not? Fortune, or what is written upon the forehead, is a different thing. If earthly resources, wealth, and riches were a guarantee of life's prospects, then why the statement dhane jadi pran dito, dhana raja na morito, dharamara hoito ravan? If wealth gave life, then rich kings wouldn't die, and Ravan would have been immortal on this earth. The so-called well-wishers of the world look at me and always laugh at and mock me. And they always will. They never want my real welfare. They want to take advantage of my weakness and, by tactics of trickery and force, capture me. Kajer belai kaji, kaja purale panji. When people need something done, you're a king. And when they have what they need, you're a scoundrel. This is the cheap policy of opportunists and the naked form of selfishness. I hope you will not imitate the corruption cultivated by opportunists. Wow, that's heavy. I like it though. The so-called well-wishers of the world look at me and always laugh at and mock me. Let me save this one. This is 108. In Sri Yamuna Bhavali, we see the sadhaks and sadhikas' prayer to Sri Bhagavan. Patita pavana tumi, patita yadhamayami, tumi mora eka matra gati, tava paramole paino, tomara sharana loino, amidasa tumi mora pati. You are the savior of the fallen. I am fallen and wretched. You are my only hope. I have taken shelter at the soles of your feet. I am the servant, you are my master. Stanya pai shishu jane, mata chare krodha mane, shishu tabu nahi chare maya. Jehetu tahara yar, E jivana dori bhar, mata bina nahi koi upay. The breastfeeding, one second, let me just, there's a space there. The breastfeeding infant, should it be breastfeeding or breastfed? The breastfed infant, the breastfeeding. I think breastfeeding is okay. The breastfeeding infant may push the mother away in anger, but still the mother does not leave the child, because the child has no way to survive except for his mother. Tumi jagatera pita, tumi jagatera mata, daita tanaya hari tumi. Tumi suhrin mitra guru, tumi gati kalpataro, tvadiya sambandha matra ami. You are the world's father, you are the world's mother. Lover, son is you, Hari. You are Guru, the well-wishing friend. You are the destination, a wish-fulfilling tree. Yours is the only relationship I have. If the sadhak and sadhika do not have this sort of intimate, inseparable connection and sambandha gyan with Sri Guru and Bhagavan, then real sadhan bhajan is impossible. Only by full surrender is fulfillment achieved. Tomara karuna pai tabe to tariya jai, ami ye duranta sagar. If I obtain your mercy, then I will cross over this fearsome ocean. This is an exclusive prayer of the sadhak dedicated to Guru and Bhagavan. Pacify your restless mind. Know you have not made any offense to me. Shri Guru and Vaishnav can never, under any circumstance, abandon the sevak and sevika who is in a helpless condition. Rest assured. You must know that Sri Bhagavan has surely You must know that Sri Bhagavan has surely embraced the souls of those who have dismissed all manner of material enjoyment and become exclusively dedicated to Sri Bhagavan. They are supremely fortunate. We will have to become such that all our efforts come from a desire to please Bhagavan. The service of those whose lives are devoted to service is the real beauty of life. That is the ornament, the unique virtue. Accept my affectionate blessings. What more? Iti, your eternal well-wisher, Sri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. Instructions for residents of the Mat. The qualities of those who really want to perform sadhan bhajan. One should not give distress to any living being physically, mentally, or verbally, and one should forego one's happiness to help others. The instructions in Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur's song, Amara Jivan, are a vital aid to do bhajan. 38/1992. Snehas Padeshu. Blank has not settled on a month in which to commence the work of the Haridwar Mat, which is why I have not been able to provide that auspicious date to start. Last time, when we were installing the cornerstone of the Mat there, many different opinions and arguments and counter-arguments came up. It would be best if you consulted Shripad Narayan Māhārāja in that regard on an auspicious day. If that can happen, then there will be no scope for complaint later. One second. I want to see counter arguments. Should there be a hyphen in British English? Counter arguments. No. I saw that some pilgrims were excited that there would be a Sri Vrajmandal Parikrama by foot. Later, many were disappointed when they heard it was going to be by a reserved bus. Shripad Māhārāja conveyed the latest news to the devotees in Shiliguri. The previous bitter experience of Rajmala Parikrama is even today a matter of sorrow and concern for the Shiliguri pilgrims. My program to stay here is not fixed, but you could say that my body is somewhat better than before. I think I'm somewhat more relaxed here than elsewhere. I do not like worldly chit-chat. My mind wants to stay in a somewhat solitary mood. Therefore, I will make arrangements as I come to understand the situation. I have no new instructions regarding the printing of books and so forth. You can put into action what I have said before. Whether you do so or not depends on all of you. It is not appropriate for me to be overbearing at this old age. I have decided it is prudent to feel and contemplate everything, but to remain quiet. The sad thing is that I will not always be able to adopt your views and ideas. You should all do what is best for you and live happily and peacefully. Wow. The sad thing is that I will not always be able to adopt your views and ideas. You should all do what is best for you and live happily and peacefully. That's very, just do whatever you think. In the Mat Mandir, one ought to live only for the service of Sri Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas. Rather than doing that, nowadays, personal interests and opportunism have trampled the Mat's core principles and ideals, putting aside concern for the Mat and mission as a whole. Those who are keen on performing sadhan bhajan do not harbor hatred, violence, and envy. They deal only in love and affection and fondness, and are initiated in the dharma of not seeking honor while giving all respects to others. They are not desperate for profit, adoration, and prestige. They are never greedy for wealth, nor are they artha pishacha, wealth witches, who hunt people for money. They just want to serve to the best of their ability and carry on. Kaya mano vakya Kayo mano vake prani matre udvega nadibe pakare nija sukha pasaribe. One should not give distress to any living being physically, mentally, or verbally, and one should forego one's own happiness to help others. This is a special characteristic and ornament of an individual who aspires to perform bhajan. The desire for revenge can never be promoted as a Vaishnava virtue. Pride, arrogance, and conceit never want man to be well situated in life. Bhakti anukula matra karya rasvikar, bhakti pratikula bhava varjanangikar. One must accept only those activities that are favorable for devotion and adopt a policy of shunning any mood that is unfavorable for devotion. This is the resolute fortitude of mind and rigorous conviction possessed by a person who has surrendered and has offered his very soul. The Bhaktivedānta Thakur's song Amar Jivan Sada Pape Rata. There are very specific instructions regarding the relinquishment of that which is unfavorable for devotion. Those instructions are of vital aid to our bhajan. At present, I'm somewhat healthy. Still, vardake ekon pancharoge hata kemone bhajibo bolo. Now in old age, afflicted by the diseases of each of the 5 senses. How will I perform bhajan? What about bolo? Tell me, how will I perform bhajan? Okay. This is my bad luck and misfortune. I do not want to applaud the power, competency, or ability of anything or person in this earth. Only that of Sri Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas. The potency conferred by Bhagavan gives us all the strength we need for sadhan bhajan. I am a believer in this truth and optimistic in that regard. All of you, please accept my affectionate blessings. Iti, forever your well-wisher, Shri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. This is a good quote. Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't share it. Whatever. I'm going to share it anyways. Okay. $110. Oh, let me look at the comments. I haven't looked there for a while. Hare Krishna, Achyuta Krishna Prabhu. In the field of sadhan, what is that? In the field of sadhan, one's destination is determined beforehand. Destination is determined beforehand. Yes. We fix our sadhan beforehand. So we know, like, this is our aim. So that's determined. Yeah. And presumably things being written on the forehead. Oh yeah, okay, you already answered your own question. All right. Letter 110. Hey, there's no topics here. Oh, I know why there's no topics. It's because this is just about... Yeah, we actually originally we removed this letter, and then we decided just to put it back in because it's just interesting. There's no like teachings or anything in this one, but it's just interesting to see. You know, you'll see. 1992. Snehaspadeshu. I have not heard any news from you since I returned to Kolkata. I hope that by Bhagavan's grace you are well. Blank came to find people who want to go on pilgrimage to Vraj. He came from Koch Bihar. We've been making it 2 words. He came from Koch Bihar on his way to Golokganj and Dubri. I know the pilgrims have reservations for the 10th of October on the Tufan Express. Tufan's an awful train. I have started writing a couple of articles, but have not been able to finish them. They have not been sent. I will send them later with someone. I gave speeches on Janmashtami and Nandotsav. They are recorded and will be sent later. Does Janmashtami have a long I at the end? Ashtami, yeah, it does. Okay, you took a few of the copies on the. You took a few of the copies of the report concerning Sri Julan Yatra and Janmashtami that was published in the Bangla and Hindi magazines. I sent the remaining issues. Here there are not. Here there is not even a single English publication. Please send 10 copies of every English book. Keep a note in your records. The payment will be deposited all at once. Please purchase and send a copy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the one that you sent, and English Śrīmad Bhagavad Gita. That is what I separately sent 50 rupees for. Sri Gaudiya Patrika has not been sent here since the 5th issue of year 44. If someone is coming this way, please send copies with him. 2 copies of Sri Vrajmandal Parikrama and Sri Gauramandal Parikrama from Srila Prabhupada's time are especially needed here. It would be best to get them from our Kolkata and Navadvip library and send them. Has the paper for printing the Sri Navadvip Dham Granthavali been purchased or not? Has it been purchased or not? Have you delivered it for the at the press? It would be good to print that before Sri Navadvip Parikrama. It would be very helpful to have the Kirtan books of the Mat in one book. Please try to compile them all together and send them. If we can combine all 5 editions and print them, it would be Sarvanga Sundar, beautiful in every respect. The possibility of error and mistakes will be less that way. I gave instruction. I gave blank. Give Madhukar instruction. The instruction. What do you say? I gave Madhukar instruction to go. I gave Madhukar the instruction to go. I think the instruction, right? Okay. I gave blank instruction to go to Haridwar to work before. I gave blank the instruction to go to Haridwar and start work before Shri Vajmala Parikrama starts. I told you the kind of day, the auspicious Tithi or lunar day it has to be. The project will only if work is started at such a time. Blank had to go on pilgrimage to South India. If there had not been that pilgrimage, then he would have been able to oversee the work in the Haridwar Math without interruption since the month of Agrahayan, November-December. Please convey news to the Navadip, Kolkata, Trunchura, and other mats that I am fine. I hope you are well. Know you have my affection and blessings. Iti, forever your well-wisher, Shri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. Yeah, Shivastha is just kind of a nice breather after all these like really heavy instructions and Siddhanta and like, everything's so thick. It's nice just to like, and it's also interesting to see how involved he was with everything, with the inventory of all the books and making sure the paper is sent to the printers and all the little details. Okay, letter 111. As pursuing a career in education takes time away from Hari Bhajan, safeguarding one's Hari Bhajan should be prioritized. The perils of selfishness and opportunism. Guardians must maintain a balance between affection and discipline. There is no difference between a renounced sevak and an exemplary grahastha if both are devoted to the dharma of serving Shri Hari, Guru and Vaishnava. So that's going to be a good one. The special service of collecting rare granthas. Performing parikrama by mind. (1992). Kalyani Yasu. Dear blank, I hope that by Bhagavan's grace you are well. The idea that those who are endeavoring to perform Hari Bhajan will have to earn some qualification before living at Mandir should not be heeded. This is because in trying to gather this sort of qualification, there ends up being a lack of time for sadhan bhajan. That is never desirable for the mat-dwelling sevaks who have relinquished their homes. It is very difficult to preserve the kind of intelligence that is inclined towards Hari Bhajan once a sevak has lived and studied somewhere else. The sevak's personal train of thoughts often brings moods only unfavorable for his bhajan. That leads to things getting completely destroyed in all directions. Therefore, safeguarding your Hari Bhajan and then making arrangements for studies would be most beneficial. Raising sevaks to become functional human beings looms as a huge dilemma these days. Today, in the name of granting the facility of service, personal interests and opportunism are coming into view everywhere. To protect what is good, much renunciation and difficulty must be accepted in life. Otherwise, there is no possibility of results. From a lawful, rule-abiding perspective, there is honor for virtue and the virtuous. But man, blinded by selfishness, forgets that and neglects the common benefit. Nothing is gained from that other than one's own detriment and that of others. Know that the sevak only achieves auspiciousness in all respects if he heeds the good instructions and directions of the guardian. Many sevaks have finished their school and college studies while residing in the mat, taking their Sanskrit degree, diploma, and then left the mat, giving up Hari Bhajan. There is no shortage of this precedent. No one was benefited by that, neither the sevaks individually, nor the mat mission as a whole. Digesting the pride of high birth, opulence, and erudition ends up being impossible individuals. In most of these cases, enmity, violence, and envy, and the hankering for profit, worship, and prestige impair the sadhak, and love and attachment, faith and belief can no longer have a hold on him. Should it say them because it's talking about sevaks? Oh, but it's impossible for many individuals. Yeah, that's also many individuals. Oh, no, sorry, guys. I should just be looking at this. Impair the sadhak in love and attachment. Okay, sorry. There's no alternative but to consider this sort of situation from the neutral perspective of time and place. I kind of like this, even though it's... I think it's an important instruction for people in charge of temples. I remember lots of temples, I won't say which ones, but you had to have a diploma. No, you had to have gone to college to be allowed to live in the temple. Okay. Those who are guardians, who maintain and nurture their children with love and affection, must carry in their hearts an understanding of both affection and discipline. If their approach becomes one-sided, it becomes flawed. Blind affection and excessive discipline are both critique. Hence, one must adopt the middle path in the matter of nurturing and raising. This is also really important. From a spiritual perspective, there is no difference between a saved left his home and an exemplary grahasta if both are devoted to the dharma of serving Shri Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas. Should the renunciate and householder be compelled by mundane ego to establish the superiority of their respective mundane efforts, they commit the ultimate blunder. Both will deviate far from the path of spiritual objectives. Jai bhaje she boro abhakta hina char, Krishna bhajane nahi jati kuladi vichar. The one who is absorbed in devotion is superior. The non-devotee is destitute and detestable. There is no consideration of family in the worship of Krishna. We must always remember the supreme truth. Dinere dikadaya koren bhagavan, kulina pandita dhanir borai abhiman. God has more mercy for the fallen than for scholars, aristocrats, and the rich who are too arrogant. We should also have a proper grasp of these anvaya and vyatirik, direct and indirect aspects of daya, mercy, and vanchana, cheating. Chanting a fixed number of Shrinam every day, studying the bhakti scriptures, and serving and worshipping the deity facilitates the supreme welfare of a person who thirsts for Hari Bhajan. This is full of good instructions, this letter. I mean, they're all full of good instructions, but this one's, yeah. Right from when I was very young, my supremely worshipful master, my Srila Guru Padma, gave me a certain inspiration to collect spiritual texts, and he taught me the diligence needed for the task. The instructions he gave, an enthusiasm and effort to collect ancient, rare texts from various places is thriving in my heart till this day. Those who collect such granthas for personal interests are given the title Kripana, miser, and Anudar, non-generous, by the authors of scripture. However, those who are preoccupied with collecting rare and out-of-print granthas with the desire of increasing the volume of the Mat Mission's libraries for the benefit of all are surely the special recipients of the blessings of the Gaudiya Gosvāmī Guru Varga and Ruga Vaishnavas. In the midst of many types of service, they establish the speciality of this sort of service, and therein lies spiritual welfare. Oh, that's such a good one. I shared this also with Jagopal, who's building a whole platform for okay. I think this also applies to the audio seva people. You will all, without obstacle, have darshan of the place of all the places and deities in Sri Mathura and Vrindavan, under the guidance of exalted personalities, and strive to gain the success of life by hearing and singing the glories of the Dham. By hearing your descriptions of Sri Dham's darshans and purikama, I will internally make the meager efforts to serve Sri Dham by mind, and thus become blessed. For those who do not have the opportunity or advantage of taking direct darshan, there is no other way but to do so indirectly through the performance of kirtan and smaran. All of you do take my affectionate blessings. Iti, your eternal well-wish, Sri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. What are we reading up to today? 13:113. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Ranjari. Okay, Ranjari, let me... What about blank doesn't apply here? I think I'm just going to take a screenshot of this, and then I will look at it later. And I'll compare it later, just so that I don't take up everybody's time. Okay. 112. How to attain darshan of one's worshipful object. Becoming Guru Devatatma. Associating with is a golden opportunity and the result of special sukriti. How to deal with the anartha of anger. How to deal with worldly society. Studying Srila Rupa Gosvāmī Prabhu's Sri Upadeshamrita helps solidify one's sadhan. Guru and Vaishnavas are omniscient, as Krishna dwells in their heart and inspires them. It is advised to perform Sankirtan in their association. Oh, maybe that does. Never mind. I'll remove that. Praying to Gaur Dham for residence in Vraj Dham. Shri Guru's cultivation and preaching of Shri Nam Bhajan. The oneness and multiplicity of Guru Tattva under the guidance of Srimati Radhika. The glories of Shri Gopal. The relationship between householder and renounced the household sadhaks. The guardian's indifference towards a fallen servant. Snehaspadasu. This is written in 1992. For one who is fully surrendered to and taken shelter of Srila Guru Padma, he is truly one's own self. If one who is an intimate servant, Vishramba Sevak, is deprived of his audience, instructions, etc., there truly remains no limit to the sorrow and misery. When we regard Sri Gurudev to be extremely dear to us, it is possible to travel to where he is and be with him, simply by wanting to. Still, in this regard, one's own moral courage is most essential. What you wrote is true. Obtain direct darshan of one's worshipful deity, what is of this most rare human birth? Your Gurudev has many children, but you have just one person. Knowing this allows me to have some understanding of your sorrow and suffering, your inner pain. By firm conviction, one-pointed focus, and anxiousness and desperation, one finds one's cherished object close at hand and obtains peace and well-being via direct darshan. No doubt or fear can cast a surrendered person off the course of his sadhan bhajan. By the auspicious wishes and blessings of Sri Guru and Vaishnavas, you will be able to traverse the path of bhajan properly. By their causeless compassion and by becoming drenched in the current of their mercy, you will certainly be capable of obtaining the success of your life. Becoming bathed in the inexhaustible current of Guru and Vaishnav's parental affection nourishes one's devotional life. There is no doubt in that regard. In due course of time, attainment of darshan will occur. It is with this hope that we must wait with restless eagerness, like a thirsty chatak bird. You have conveyed to me by body, mind, and words how anguished your part was that you were not able to communicate in any way, neither in person nor by letter, this past 1st of Vaishak. How can those who are capable of offering their mind, intelligence, and ego be wretched and miserable, orphaned, fallen, and despicable? That is beyond my understanding. A vow of full submission of the soul is observed in their stick-like prostrations of all 8 bodily limbs, Shashtanga Dandavat Pranati. By means of their senses, they accept the vow of serving Bhagavan Hrishikesh, the Lord of the transcendental senses, in every way, by body, mind, and words. Following the path indicated by Sri Guru Padma constitutes all the vows, chanting, meditation, and knowledge of their lives. It is to gratification to those who are unworthy and undeserving that Sri Guru and Vaishnavas appear in this world. They are truly empathetic, the most generous, the greatly magnanimous, Maha Vadanya. Afflicted by the fear of material existence, man strives for objects other than Bhagavan, and because he forgets Bhagavan, he endures endless sorrow, difficulties, suffering, and torment. The result is the upheaval of his intelligence. His ultimate well-being is only possible if he gains awareness and, with faithful devotion, takes shelter of a bona fide guru, thereby becoming Guru Devatatma, one in soul with his guru. It is certainly not possible to obtain proximity to Sri Gurudev by any meager measure of sukriti. By the effect of accumulated sukriti, one obtains a taste for associating with personalities. By that satsanga, one obtains devotion to Bhagavan. This has been described in the scriptures and other places. Without the mercy of exalted personalities, no activity can be perfected. Nevertheless, with powerful effort and eagerness, even the impossible becomes possible. Between 1991 and 1992, 3 or 4 times I had the opportunity to live at the Shiliguri Mutt and other nearby places for extended periods of time. I think of this lengthy period of time as a golden opportunity for a negligible person such as I to come into the proximity of Vaishnavas and cultivate the ultimate goal of life. If we are to consider the impermanence of life, its deterioration and destructibility, then we will have no time at all. Having attained this rare human form, it is a matter of special sukriti in this material world to serve and provide joy and comfort in Vaishnavas. Sri Bhagavan himself fulfills those powerful longings to have darshan of Guru and Vaishnavas, and by such darshan we can gain peace of mind. Even an unworthy person becomes worthy if he can abandon the desire for respect and instead give respect to others. That is when the merciful blessing of Guru and Vaishnavas can be held on to. Arrogance, pride, ego, vanity, and conceit throw us from the path of sadhan. It is because of arrogance and conceit that anger arises. That is why to experience suffering inwardly and then to try to remedy it is certainly praiseworthy. The anartha of anger creates significant obstacles on the path of bhajan. Therefore, it is our duty to be diligent in giving it up. When we are angry, it is imperative to pray fervently to Sri Guru, Vaishnavas, and Bhagavan. Meditates on their Sri Murti, their beautiful forms, equilibrium returns. Mistakes and blunders, flaws, and errors happen in any situation, but it is the effort to rectify them that is worthy of honor in all respects. A person who has taken shelter of Sri Krishna's mantra has no use for any worldly societal undertakings. Still, if some specific affairs of mundane society are favorable to the service of Hari, one often must participate in them. While living in society, it does not work to be altogether antisocial or fully indifferent. For that purpose, one must certainly give up trifling individual self-interest for the greater self-interest. Sadhus and gentlemen are accommodating and obliging. There is no doubt in that regard. We must proceed according to the considerations of time, place, individual. This is the order and instruction of Scripture. With this manner of consideration, the wretched become exalted. Those gripped by anarthas obtain paramartha, the ultimate good of life. The helpless obtain help. The unworthy become capable of gaining qualification. I'm just putting this aside because there's a few other quotes on this topic, and so I'd like to put them all together. Okay. In the field of Hari Bhajan, the aspiration for profit, worship, and prestige is fearsomely harmful. This is seen to be naturally present in the heart of the jiva who is gripped by anarthas. The humblest expression of amani mana dharma, expecting no result from others, yet offering others full respect. That humblest expression, made by sadhaks and sadhikas who have attained the mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas, is truly to be honored. Chaya Vegadomi, Chaya Dosha Shodhi, Chaya Guna Deho Dase. Subdue my 6 urges, cleanse me of my 6 faults, and grant the servant 6 virtues. These achievements, in conjunction with the 6 types of saintly association, make successful the vow of giving up bad association and adopting good association. Know that maintaining fortitude in all circumstances is a special sadhan. If one nicely studies Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhu's Sri Upadeshamrita, one's sadhan becomes firmly fixed. It is by following the instructions and directions of Guru and Vaishnavas, which are beneficial to the soul, that one renders heart service to them. The demigods are not capable of the incomparable glories of Sri Gurudev, who is affectionate to his disciples, to his children. Even those human beings who have taken shelter of Guru and Vaishnavas display a lack of qualification in extolling Guru and Vaishnavas' glories. Sri Krishna's residence is in the core of the devotees' hearts. To behold Sri Guru and Bhagavan's presence within those simple, pure hearts is also a matter of special fortune. The ability to know another's heart, antaryamitva, is considered the devotee's unique virtue and speciality for all time. The ability to know another's heart is considered the devotee's unique virtue and speciality for all time. How will those whose consciousness is not properly dovetailed be able to experience or realize Sri Guru and Bhagavan's omniscience? Yata niyuktosmi tata karomi. I do as you inspire me to do. Only Mahabhagavats, who are absorbed in the bliss of their spiritual realizations and who are self-realized associates of the Lord, are qualified to utter such a statement. The glory of becoming one in mind and soul with the Goshti, the spiritual community, and performing Hari Sankirtan is greater than solitary practice. Interesting. The statement Sajatyashaye Snigdo Sadhu Sangha Svato Vare specifically recommends the proximity of saints who are endowed with the same kind of longing for the Lord and who are more exalted than oneself. The direction has been given to relinquish and cultivate the purports of Bhagavatam with loving Rasik devotees. Shri Mathura Mandale Sthiti, or in other words, living in Shri Mathura Dham means living in Krishna's abode. The lineage of the Sri Sarup Rupanuga Gaudiya Acharyas know the land of Sri Gauda Mandal to be Chintamani, touchstone, and offer their prayers to it to gain the qualification to live in Krishna's abode of Sri Mathura. They have conveyed that living in Dakshinatya, the holy places of South India, and Sri Kshetra Mandal, in various regions of Vrajamandal and other dhams, is non-different from Mathura Vas, dwelling in Mathura. Okay, so when it says Sri Mathura Vas, it means all those dhams. Yeah. Okay. Therein it has been demonstrated that living in Sri Gauda's pastime place of Sri Dham and the surrounding sites is none different from living in Vrajabhumi. I have to look at this. The Vaishnavacharyas have taught that the vanity, deceit, or egotism of so-called residents in Mathura, possessed by those who see a difference between Sri Gauravdham and Vrajadham, provides the degraded destination of endeavoring for material enjoyment. In regard to practicing 5 limbs of devotion, the eligibility for Raganuga Ragatmika Prem Bhakti is far superior to the sort of sadhan bhakti that is achievable through following rules and prohibitions. What is observed therein is that none of the Kanishta Adhikari's mundane thoughts are invoked. Eternally perfected great souls who have attained the highest level of eligibility perform these 5 limbs, develop their inherent equal vision of all, and attain transcendental realization. I'm just looking at this footnote here. Tirupati and other holy places in South India are none different from Mathura and Dwarka, where Krishna dwells in great majesty, assuming a 4-handed form and receiving service in Aishvarya Bhav. Okay. I don't know why that footnote's necessary. Anyways, doesn't matter. It is not easy or natural for the average person to appreciate Sri Guru Padma's transcendental cultivation of bhajan and follow it in a mood of simplicity if that person does not become free from deceit. Sri Guru maintains steadiness in his Sri Nam bhajan. With the firm belief that Sri Nam Brahma, Shabda Brahma, is the only worshipful object of spiritual practice for the living entities, he preaches the glories of Sri Nam with the intention of liberating the unconscious world from its conditioned state, granting a taste for Sri Nam. In this way, he fulfills his designation as Patit Pavan, deliverer of the fallen. Jive Daya Name Ruchi Sarva Dharmasar. Compassion for the living entities and taste in the holy names is the essence of all religion. This is worthy of special attention. In this age of Kali, Sri Nam Bhajan alone is the best means by which to obtain direct service to Nami Pad Sri Krishna Chandra, along with his potency. The eternal path of bhajan originates from a single source, Ekayan. The worshipful objects are Sri Gaur Radha Vinod Bihariju, along with the Ashray Jatiya Sri Guru. The oneness or shared identity, Ekatva, of the Sakis and Manjaris who are under the guidance of the Diksha Guru Rupa Saki, who is under the guidance of the root Ashray Vigraha, Srimati Radharani, is corroborated by the words of Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru. However, the multiplicity, is that how you say that word? The multiplicity, a large number of variety. However, the large number of Shiksha Gurus is also definitively proven. Still, the Diksha Guru alone has, all at once, the qualifications of the Shiksha Guru, the Bhajan Guru, the Vartma Pradarshak Guru, the Sri Nam Guru, and the Mahant Guru. The Shiksha Guru is indispensable when it comes to endowing one with conviction in bhajan and providing instructions on Krishna Diksha and other matters. One's life will not prove fruitless if one is reliant on a single Diksha Guru. One's life will not prove fruitless if one is reliant on a single Diksha Guru who has all qualifications in sadhan bhajan. In that case also, it has been observed that there is lack of beautifully imparted consolations regarding the attainment of perfection. Sitting on his throne and worshipped as the Vishay Vigraha, Sri Gaur Gopal, or Krishna Gopal, accompanied by Sri Radha, is capable of fulfilling all the desires of the Sevak or Sevika. Knowing this, Nanda Gopal or Yashoda Dulal, Sri Damodar Gopal, accompanied by his beloved Radhika, accepts one's faithful offering and, like nectar that brings one back from the dead, grants the Pujarini, the priestess, the Maha Mrityunjaya Kavacha, the great death-conquering amulet, thereby fulfilling her ambitions. Then the maidservant of Sri Vigraha becomes utterly blessed by obtaining new life through the medium of service and worship. Becoming exceedingly attracted to the Ashray Vigraha, she obtains enthusiasm and consolation in bhajan. Among intimate servitors, Vishramba Sevaks, there is no difference between exemplary householders and those who have abandoned their homes, renunciates. If those who are devoted to Sri Nam Bhajan exchange news or maintain communication about each other's sadhan bhajan, they will be mutually benefited. Sri Guru Padma will follow proper etiquette and preach the philosophical conclusions of the scriptures from door to door throughout the world. I'm going to save this quote. Sri Guru Padma will follow the proper etiquette and preach the philosophical conclusions of the scriptures from door to door throughout the world. This is the injunction of scripture. Only if he is deprived of the power of mobility does he establish a permanent residence, a bhajan kutir, at a specific place in Sri Dham. The Mahant Guru does not take anyone as his disciple. Hence, he generally becomes homeless, remaining devoted to preaching the message of Shastra and Guru. Let me just put this where I forget. This is also 112, right? Okay. Even if children or sevaks become veterans, they are still dependent on others. If they become reliant on their caretakers, they become one of the 6 types of fallen sevaks. Their guardian's responsibility for them thus increases greatly. If that is the case, the prudent thing to do is adopt the stance of an impartial observer. A person whose dharma is service maintains his life by the medium of service alone. The instruction to serve having given up Sri Nama Aparad, Dhama Aparad, and Seva Aparad must certainly be followed. The omniscient Sri Guru and Bhagavan see the anguish and desperation of the sevak, and surely manifest and distribute to him their amanda doya daya, mercy from which nothing bad can ever arise. Take my affectionate blessings. I will discuss various other topics in person. Iti, your eternal well-wisher, Sri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. Alright, last letter for today. Let me just check out the comments. Okay. Letter 113. The importance of taking care of one's physical and mental health. Praying for the mercy of Sri Guru, Vaishnavas, and Bhagavan is the only way to eliminate aparad. Observing Akadashi and other fasting days is imperative, but when physical illness arises, one is bound to provisional alternatives. We must perform bhajan in all conditions of life, whether we are healthy or sick. We must accept all the arrangements of Bhagavan. Service to Hari is the main purpose of staying alive. Sri Nam Yajna is greater than all other yajnas. Okay, this is the last letter. 1992. Snehaspadasu. I received all of your affectionate letters promptly while in Kolkata and also here at Shyam Sundar Gaudiya Math. I am responding to all of your letters in brief. I hope that at present you are well. Physical and mental health is necessary for sadhan bhajan. Physical afflictions often create disruption in Hari bhajan. Just as anything that is unfavorable for the practice of Sri Krishna bhajan is fit to be given up, an unwell body and minds are to be avoided out of concern for the welfare of the soul. In other words, they create obstacles and setbacks in the attainment of the we seek. Shastras and other sources. Shastras? Just Shastra? I think just Shastra, you don't need to make it plural. Shastra and other sources have therefore provided the instruction to adopt arrangements by which physical and mental betterment is attained. If the body is tormented by an illness, it quite naturally communicates its inability to perform various functions. At the same time, the mind also becomes weak. Hence, a healthy body and mind are necessary for Hari Bhajan. This is why one has to accept treatment regimens, take one's medicine punctually, follow a proper diet, and take rest. The main thing is this. It has been acknowledged. Should this be capitalized? I don't know. It has been acknowledged that a healthy body and a healthy, clean mind are necessary for the practice of dharma. Sri Vaishnavas do not have to endure the results of their karma, nor is there any point in their atoning for the sins or offenses committed in their previous life. Vaishnavas have no birth, death, or karmic bondage. But reaping the results of karma remains the scope of experience for the souls bound by Maya. Their namaparad, dhammaparad, and seva aparad create many types of disruptions and obstacles in the path of sadhana. There is no other way to eliminate all of these obstacles and setbacks than to pray for the mercy of Shri Guru, Vaishnavas, and Bhagavan. Man cannot overcome all of these obstacles and impediments by his own efforts. In attempting to perform sadhana bhakti, one must certainly perform or practice all of the limbs of bhakti. One must also observe Shri Hari Vasar, Ekadashi, and other special occasions related to Vishnu by following the rules of fasting. If there is any deficiency in the balance of the body's vayu, pitta elements, then physical illness appears, and it becomes rather impossible to follow the directions of Shastra and the Mahajans fully. At those times, one is bound to resort to provisional alternatives. General rules and special rules are not the same. That is why we see in the words of Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru the instruction to proceed according to considerations of place, time, and person. As long as the body exists, illness will certainly exist. Shariram vyadi mandiram. The body is a temple of disease. Hence, the intelligent individual does not think, I will do sadhan bhajan once I attain physical health. As long as the living entity's soul exists within the vessel of the body, he must absorb his mind in contemplating the welfare of the soul, or, in other words, not delve into considerations of health. I will cross the ocean once up. This is the conception and utterance of a madman. In this sorrowful ocean of material existence, the crocodiles and sharks of lust, anger, etc. attack, and there are many obstacles and impediments, such as one's desires for the objects of the senses. We have to advance on the path of sadhana in the midst of all of this. You wrote the veritable truth. We are bereft of power and intelligence. We have no worthiness or qualification in regard to sadhana bhajan. The causeless mercy of Guru, Vaishnavas, and Bhagavan is our only resource and provision. Accepting whatever arrangement Sri Bhagavan has made is, for surrendered individuals, their special anugatya, their practice of following guidance, and their greatest conviction. That's really important. Whatever the means, one simply must perform Hari Bhajan. Yena kenapi payena mana Krishna veshayat. By any means necessary, absorb your mind in Krishna. By offering their hearts to Sri Bhagavan, the sadhak and sadhika gain the inclination to perform Sri Nam Bhajan without any worries. I like this. I'm going to save it. Oops. This is 113. Rupmandri, send me a reminder on WhatsApp. Service to Sri Hari is the main purpose of staying alive. Yes, G, that's really... Even if one cannot remember anything, studying scripture and discussing it is a vital duty. One must chant a fixed number of Śrīnam. Read Śrī Patrika attentively. It is imperative to conduct the ritual worship of Śrī Vigraha with faith. This is kind of nice also, isn't it? Even if one cannot remember. I'll just save it. Why not? Why not? Okay. One must chant a fixed number of Śrīnam. Read Śrī Patrika attentively. It is imperative to conduct the ritual Vigraha with faith. If the living entity can develop confidence in Shri Guru, Vaishnavas, and Bhagavan, he obtains endless benefit. Their compassion is the only thing needed on the path of sadhana. In material existence, if one can simply remember Bhagavan and survive, all is well. Service to Hari is the main purpose of staying alive. Hey, is that... Oh, you were reading ahead. Okay, I'll save this also. It's really difficult with this book because there's so many good things. I just want to say, like, the whole book is so good. The yajna of Śrīnam is greater than all other yajnas. If there is a necessity for any sort of ritual sacrifice, then it is performed by the medium of Śrīnam Sankirtan and out of a desire to serve and please Shri Guru, Vaishnavas, and Bhagavan. Where there is service and worship of Shri Vigraha, performance of Śrīnam Sankirtan, and study of scriptures, no sort of ghost who is unfavorable to bhakti can remain. By performing kirtan of Shri Krishna's name, all manner of auspiciousness is obtained. It is by this that real peace and well-being is attained. Asking about physical illness is a sort of mundane consideration, but there is no fault or error in asking about the well-being of a Sri Vaishnava's soul, as there is no scope for the Guru and Vaishnavas to have reactions of karma, negative astrological influences, or sins and offenses. There are specific instructions stating that more important than increasing one's rounds is chanting Śrīnam with clear enunciation and contemplating the form and glory of Śrīnam. One must inquire of Guru and Vaishnavas about special topics concerning sadhan bhajan. That way one's enthusiasm and attraction for these matters will increase. Those to whom Guru and Vaishnavas provide shelter and accept as their own perform Hari Bhajan without any worries. Take my affectionate blessings. Convey my best wishes to your mother. I am fine. Iti, your eternal well-wisher, Shri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. All right. This is important also, practical one. There are specific instructions stating that more important than increasing one's rounds. I'll save that also. All right. So that's our reading for today. Your eternal well-wisher, Shri Bhaktivedānta Vāmana. And let's see, how many more days do we have for reading? We just did... We're getting close to the end. Okay, that, and we did this. So now we're here. Oh my God, we only have 2 more days. See, this is the schedule I made for myself when I was working on the letters. And look, we're at week 15 of my work. Week 15 and week 16. All right, thank you for reading with me. Jai Shri Radhe Hari Bol. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Thank you, Yashji and Manjari Didi. Hari Bol. Dandavat pranams for Jumna Prabhu. All right, ending it now. Hari Bol.